Straight into the action. I'm going up to the commentary box to sit alongside Christine Still and Craig Heap.
And the first final is the beam. These are the competitors. You can see third up will be Great Britain's Alice Kinsella in her first major final, and the highest qualifier is Giorgia Vila from Italy.
And there we can see the start list for the men's vault. All 8 qualifiers. The ones to watch, though, are the top 2 Russians. Denis Ablyazin was Olympic silver medalist in 2012 and 2016. But keep an eye out for Courtney Tulloch of Great Britain, qualified in 5th, but a real opportunity to get in the mix.
So Loretta Charpy will start this women's beam European final. She's 17 years old.
Very secure on that very difficult mount. Back somersault to the beam. Secure as well on the acrobatic series. These gymnasts have to include 2 acrobatic moves, but that's very impressive. A triple spin, and then she follows it with a double spin. You can do triple and double, and they both count towards your difficulty total. There, the free cartwheel. Gymnasts have to produce moves that go forward, backwards, sideways, and leaps as well. That was a good combination, 3 elements in a row. We saw Loretta Charpy on bars yesterday in the final, producing very good work. Oh, but that was a very tentative jump. Jumps with turns are always difficult. She regains her composure for the free walkover, but just missed the combination. If you can do an acrobatic move immediately into a jump, it gets you some bonus points. Always tricky to come out as the lead-off person. See the little pause before the dismount. Big round off, very nice double pike dismount. She'll be delighted to have stayed on, but her difficulty score will be a little bit lower because she didn't quite make every connection.
There we can see the concentration on the acrobatic series, the flick into the layout. And this, the single spin on one leg, it's really popular now on this piece of apparatus. And that's the bit in the routine. She had to fight to stay on. Well held. And stands up into the round off. Double pike back dismount. Not without errors, but through the routine.
Well, Great Britain's Courtney Tulloch will be the first gymnast to go on vault. These finals are running back to back, women's beam and the men's vault. Courtney will have 2 vaults. You can see he's posting a difficulty of 5-6. So as 5th highest qualifier, could certainly get into the mix here.
Suits him, this piece of apparatus. Such a powerful gymnast. Just watch this. Hops off the top, the double front somersault with a half turn. Just didn't get the same block as he did in qualification. Lost a bit of height. Forced to put his hands down. First thing the coach was saying, ankle's okay. He does look a bit dejected.
Well, it was lovely and high, but you've got to squeeze a half turn in there. And it was a bit, he didn't really have enough time in the air to make the half turn. You can see 1 somersault, 2 somersaults, and he's already back level with the platform. The half turn was ambitious, but if you want a medal, you've got to be ambitious. Huge height.
It's unbelievable how gymnasts these days are really pushing the laws of gravity to squeeze in that extra little half turn just to up the difficulty. Just making sure the board is in the right place, because the second vault has to be different entrance to the table. Talking in the studio yesterday today about how the new table has revolutionized vaulting. So the different run-up movements that the gymnasts have just to make sure they're absolutely on the right foot. So 13.233 for Courtney's first vault. Focus is in then for vault number 2. Doing everything you can to make sure of the block on this one for the last vault.
Well, it's another big vault. Must really attack the vault. Wraps in the double pike Sukahara, and what a shame. Under-rotated the first vault and then over-rotated a bit on the second. And this is the exciting thing about this piece of apparatus. You know, the gymnasts have to go for broke with massive vaults. Just sat back a little bit there.
I always think it's very tough having to do the second vault when you've already mucked up the first.
12.9 for Loretta Charpy after a little wobble on the split leap.
Just a 7.9 in execution. The judges are eagle-eyed on the beam.
Anastasia Bachinska now from Ukraine. She's the 4th highest qualifier. The youngest gymnast in this final, just 15 years old.
Very nice backflip mount onto the beam. She's got some very original work in this exercise. Watch this big series here. Handspring, immediate front somersault. Oh, that's a big shame. We saw her in the all-around competition perform that so confidently, but it's a very risky move. She knows she's lost one mark, but she has to get back on, try and compose herself. 2 very nice leaps, but they were meant to have been joined, and she didn't quite manage to link them together. That's better with the free walkover. Super technique. She's very nicely extended. Legs are always straight, toes pointed. She's got all the hallmarks of a beautiful beam worker. That's a series. She's performing well. The split leap into the free cartwheel. And that was very good. The change leg to ring. She touched her head with her back foot, and that's what the judges want to see. They'll give it a high value if she does that. So it hasn't been a perfect routine, but she'll want a perfect dismount. Good, strong double back, and it's pretty near perfect, the dismount. What a shame about that opening series.
Well, beautiful gymnast on this piece of apparatus, but this is such a difficult combination. The handspring into the front somersault. Let's just remember the beam, it's only 10 centimetres wide. And finishes very well there. The double back somersault, plenty of height. I think a big future ahead, just 15 years of age.
13.383 for Courtney Tulloch. So Niccolo Ottolini from Italy, the 2nd gymnast in this final. 14.433 is the highest vault score that he's posted here in Poland.
Obviously a very powerful gymnast. Was in the floor final yesterday. Oh, that was nice. Wraps in the Sukahara with a 2.5 twist. Plenty of height from the top of the platform.
That was beautiful, wasn't it? Great form through the air.
Beautiful, stylish gymnast. He's relatively slight, but lovely technique. He rocketed off the top, wrapped in the 2.5 twists, and really aware of where he was. Tiny bit offline, but absolutely masses of height.
That's easily a triple twister in 12 months' time, I think, Christine. He had so much flight off the top of the platform.
Well, his second vault, as you can see, is slightly easier. He's put a 4.8 up, the difficulty. So if he was to get 10 out of 10 for his execution, then the whole vault would be marked out of 14.8. Maybe this is where gymnasts debate whether or not they're going to go all out for difficulty or concentrate on execution. 14.666. He scored a 9.466 for execution with that vault. So a slightly shorter run-up on this one.
Yeah, we can tell by the springboard it's a Yurchenko approach. Oh, that was good. The Yurchenko with the double twist. Not the highest difficulty we'll see in this vault final, but he will be doing exceptionally well there on the execution. Just look at that. Blocks in, double twist. Plenty of time to spot the floor. 2 super vaults.
Shinska scores 11.633, puts her in second so far. Next up, onto the beam from Great Britain, Alice Kinsella. She qualified with the third highest score.
Well, come on, Alice. I coach her, so lots of nerves. This is the important spin. Slow but precise. Good start there. Nicely on her toes. She needs to power into her acrobatic series here. This is the nerve-wracking bait. Free cartwheel, layout. Layout. She holds it on. Well done, Alice. Bonus points there. Needs to keep her concentration for the all-important leap series. You have to join 2 leaps. There's one. There's the second. She's done a sideways element, 2 layouts. Has to show a forwards element. This is it. She'll need to use all her power and concentration. Free walkover. Plops the foot down. Nice, you have to do a bit of sideways dance. Here that comes. And then just the big dismount. New dismount for this championships. It's a big test for her. Has to make the round off big and strong. Lift up into the air, double pike. Well done, Alice, fantastic routine. I couldn't be more delighted with that.
Oh, Chris, I'm over the moon for you. I really am. That was something else, wasn't it? I didn't want to put too much pressure on that at the beginning, but my word, she held on so good.
Oh, she did, fantastic. And greeted by her coach, Brett Ince, as she came off.
Bartolini, he vaults up into first at the moment, 14.449. He's happy with that. Could be in that medal spot for a while. So, the score to beat for Alice, 12.9 as it stands at the moment.
Well, I'm sure there'll be many other great performances coming along, but I'm delighted with that for her.
Arta Nalanayan, the next gymnast at the end of the vault runway. He is the highest qualifier, 2-time European champion, the current champion. And here he goes.
And extremely powerful and dynamic on this piece of apparatus. There you can see the Yurchenko with the triple twist. You won't see many of these in this competition, and he made it look effortless.
Well, you won't see many performed as well as that either. You have to have such a particular block up to wrap those 3 twists in. We usually see gymnasts just about screwing it round. That was immaculate. And really, the judges have to deduct from 10 marks. Can you see legs apart? I can't. Just a little hop. He was right in the middle. That's got to be a big high 9 execution, 9+.
His landings off every piece of apparatus look the same. Feet are locked together, head down, gets that centre of gravity over the landing point.
Well, he put in a 14.8 in qualification with that vault.
Well, I'd give that a 15, but I mean, where do you take, you know, the deductions on that? That was fabulous.
He's got a gold medal on the floor already at these championships. He took the silver medal in the all-around competition. It's going to be hard to steal a medal off him here. 14.933 for his first vault. He's stuck with the same difficulty in qualification. We'll see in a second if you just look at that difficulty board, what he's posting here. Is it a 5, 6 or higher? It's a 6 he's gone for.
He's gone for the vault that let him down a bit in the all-around, but he's not holding back. He's going for it.
Goodness me. Brace yourselves, people.
Now, what's so special is this, the number of days of competition back-to-back, and he's packing it in. Now he'll have to attack this. Come on, look at this, he blocks. The double pike front somersault half turn. Actually, that was better than the qualification, but the hands down, unfortunately, will be costly.
And he's very cross with himself there, really. It's the big dilemma, isn't it? Do you do what you know you can do easily, or do you go for broke? Well, this guy always goes for broke. And there's the double pike front. He held on to the straight legs for a good long time, but he just didn't have enough rotation to be able to go round twice in the pike position.
Alice Kinsella, 13.566. It's the same as she scored in qualification, and she qualified third.
So, well, now's the nervous one, isn't it? But she did her best. I'm thrilled for her.
Chiara Kaislin, the next gymnast up from Switzerland. 5th at the Europeans in 2018. 4th 2 years before.
And a very beautiful, elegant gymnast. Super leap there, really hit the splits well. Judges want to see leaps really showing the split position. Confident acrobatic series, that certainly was. Half turn onto the hands, into the sheep jump. You take the feet right back and touch the head. And then the full turning backflip, just a little wobble at the end of that. When you flick the head back like that and touch the head with the foot, that's a very difficult move, and another very difficult spin with the foot right up to the face. She's got lovely rhythm. Smoothly through the free walkover. 2 relatively simple jumps to make sure she gets the link. And the bell means you've got 10 seconds to dismount. Here we see it. Just a relatively simple full twist finish, but lots of difficult work and very nice rhythm on the beam there.
Here we go, full twisting flick. A little bit of an adjustment there on the landing, so that will pick up a little bit of a deduction, but as we've said, it's better to take those little wobbles than fall off.
14.533 is the average for Dalaloyan. He leads the field ahead of Nicola Bartolini. Courtney Tulloch now in 3rd. Benjamin Guichard going for a 5.2, so opting for easier vaulting, but going to concentrate on the execution. Swiss gymnast was the 7th highest qualifier.
Again, another finalist on the floor. You can see why. The Sukahara with the 2.5 twist. A little difficult to split these 2.5s at the minute. Great height and flight on that vault, and fantastic spatial awareness, Christine.
Yes, the 2.5, either from the flip on or the half turn on, is really the most popular vault at this level. can see, turns on, blocks up nice and high, wraps in with 2.5 twists. For no deductions, you need to land on the white line. He's just a little bit off. And you can see a judge right at the end who will be watching that line to see whether they're right on or a little bit off.
.383 is Courtney Tulloch's average score. He's in that third medal position at the moment. Guichard 14.5 for the first one.
Good 9.3 for execution.
The same difficulty in qualification for both vaults. 5.2 again, you can just see on the scoreboard on the right-hand side. Off he goes.
Well, he powers down and attacks the vaulting platform. The handspring, double front somersault. Super control on the landing there. He's ecstatic with that. As it's probably not the most difficult vaults we'll see, but this is all about consistency. A vault final, 2 vaults. Well done, Guichard.
Yeah, I was quite surprised at that. I didn't expect him, and he shows great variety. 1 vault a twisting and 1 a double somersaulting.
The outer Kaislin, 12.833. She's in third. Alice leads at the moment.
And Christine looks anxiously on.
Yeah, it was Alice's difficulty scores 5.5. Kaislin's was only 4.9 there, so that's the big difference, really.
Well, Pauline Schaefer is a gymnast that Beth Tweddle was talking about a little bit earlier on. She's the 2nd highest qualifier here. Was world champion back in 2017.
Lovely leap on the change leg leap. It's very dynamic. And the oh so important acrobatic series. Again, beautiful lift onto the toes. Smooth in the very difficult change leg ring. After each Olympics, the judges sort of change a little bit their emphasis, and they've, oh, she just about held on there. And this cycle, they're very much looking for super extension through the feet, work up on the toes, and that's her trademark. The side summy with an extra half turn, it's her original move, very difficult. Oh, but the split jump with the half turn, they get well credited for these elements that land facing away from the beam, but they're very difficult to become consistent on. You're almost blind and just hoping the beam's underneath you. Gymnasts have to show elements low to the beam, so a little bit down. So she's used the side summy half and the free cartwheel. Lots of variety of elements. And now here, the straight gainer dismount. It looks a relatively quiet dismount, but it's very difficult and very well coded, but she'll know 1 whole mark off for a fall will put her out of contention.
Absolutely. Cannot fall a fall from any piece of apparatus. There's the difficult spin. Turnaround did well to control. She'll struggle to get into the 12s. I think probably about high 11s, potentially.
Well, Guichard's gone up into second with an average score of 14.483. How long will he stay there for? They're checking the roof still on from all of these high vaults.
I think the scores are up in the ceiling for them, because Max yesterday was saying, I can't see my score, when he'd come off the pommel horse.
Well, we've watched Igor Radovilov so many vault finals around the world. Silver 4 times at the European Championships.
He'll be disappointed with his rings final yesterday, but he'll want to make amends. Look at this, the double front half turn, Dragulescu vault. Oh, now you're talking.
That's how you do the Dragulescu.
He kicks out at the perfect moment and he almost gives a second lot of energy. Look, 1, 2, and extend out and sort of lifts the body through the half turn. You can, can't you, Craig, you can get energy from that extension.
Absolutely. And I think his contact with the top of the vault there is absolutely perfect. You can see he's kicked out, half turned, as he's level with the vault. It gives him such time to see the floor. Yeah, that's another one that's going to be difficult to take deductions.
Because, you know, they say they deduct if the chest is low to the floor. Well, that slow motion shot showed us completely. You could read the letters on the front of his leotard. He was completely upright. See the flag.
I think he was very disappointed yesterday with his rings performance and his comeback today. I mean, a medal mean a big thing back in his country.
14.533 is Galilean's average score. Can he do enough here to vault himself up into that gold medal position? Take that medal that has eluded him for so long. 15 is a very, very good start.
9.4 in execution. Where did the 0.6 go to?
He knows. Look how fired up he is for this second vault. He's going for the 5.6. So not as difficult as Galilean. This could be the right tactic. It's going to be all in the execution. Here you go. Very bit of vaulting for gold.
Now just look at the concentration. Different entry. Wraps in the double pike and he can't control it. Oh my word, what a shame. You can see the look on his face.
He just cannot believe it, can he? So much height, pulls the pike in. You absolutely just have to let go of those legs and time it right, and he just overcooked it, didn't he?
Well, he had the kick out on the first vault, but that Dragulescu allows you to almost spot the mat if you've got the height, whereas that one, it's so rapid and quick. He knows what could have been.
Well, the pike, double pike somersaults are so difficult because the hips have to be in the right place when you land and hit the floor.
Pauline Schäfer scores an 11.7. It's uncharacteristic for her. She's in 4th and out of the medals. 3 gymnasts to go then in this beam final. Georgia Villa is next up. She was the highest qualifier. 13.566 is the highest score posted so far by Great Britain's Alice Kinsella.
Oh, and that was a big wobble. Hands on the beam, quite a big deduction. Georgia Vila was junior European champion last year and youth Olympic champion. Oh, round off full twist. Huge difficulty, huge risk. But she came off, so she's lost a mark. Little bit rattled. It's always so difficult to get back on the beam, regain your composure. Sets herself up for a very nice double spin. It's full of risk, this routine. And when the risk pays off, the big score's there. I really love that, the backward roll to handstand. That's more like it. She's finding her rhythm now. The secret is to keep your rhythm. Stand around too long and allow yourself to wobble, but that was good. 2 leaps joined. Here comes the dismount. Double pike, oh, and that's really not a happy outing for Georgia Vila at all.
She's been a bit off, hasn't she, the whole championships?
She has. We really expected her to burst onto the senior scene. This generation of Italian gymnasts have absolutely dominated the junior ranks over the last 2 years.
such a shame because such a difficult routine there. The round off into the back somersault with full twist. It's difficult alone doing a single somersault. Such a shame.
Radovilov, fourth, 14.233 is the average. He knows. While they're looking at the scoreboard.
Not his weekend.
Belarus, 8th highest qualifier.
Belarus over the years have provided with some great vaulters. And then you can see 2.5 twist from the Sukahara. Slight adjustment on landing. Scored 14.4 in qualification on this first vault. Should be somewhere similar, maybe high 13s.
Yeah, there was a big step on landing, wasn't there? And a little bit of ill discipline in the legs. Those are the little things that set the vaults apart. But beautiful flight. I mean, these gymnasts just rocket off the top of this platform. It's got springs in the front of it, so if you're bold enough to hit the front, they really can launch you up. It's like hitting a springboard.
Well, Sharamko is the youngest gymnast in this vault final. 20 years old. 14.266 for that first vault, so just down a little bit on his qualification score for that same vault. Again, a 5.2 posted, so the whole vault is marked out at 15.2. That's the maximum score he can get.
Need to concentrate for the second vault. Strong approach. Oh, that was nice. He does the Dragolescu. The handspring double front with a half turn. 2 decent, solid vaults there. Might just pop him up there. We've had quite a few falls in this final.
It might indeed. And super lift. Nice, high, tight tuck. Chest really well in. Tiny bit offline, but that was a very good vault. Great to see Belarus back up there.
11.2 for Georgia Villa after sitting out on that dismount. She's in 6th. 2 gymnasts are left to go in the beam final, so that guarantees Alice Kinsella a medal.
I'm just speechless. I'll find my voice for this.
Denisa Golgota, 17 years old, 8th highest qualifier.
And a bit of a strange angle there, but she mounted with the change leg leap and went straight into the change leg half. So she's got very nice combination already. Backflip, somersault to 2 feet. Of course, the Romanians have such a heritage of great gymnasts on beam, and that was a super high front somersault. Strong side somersault as well. Very much the star of the Romanian team at the moment, but that was a side somersault or a free cartwheel straight off the side. It's quite often the easy moves that are catching these gymnasts out. And she's a little bit rattled now. Actually, it's been pretty impressive routine until that moment. There's her 2 leaps. And this is a very popular spin for the gymnast. You have to include a full spin, at least a full spin. And the one in the squat position gets you more marks than the one standing up. Quickly into the dismount, sharp double back. She's a great tumbler. Well, she'll be very disappointed because that was a relatively easy move she allowed to catch her out.
Yeah, very beautiful on this piece of apparatus. Nice to see Romania back in apparatus finals. They've certainly been missed within European gymnastics for the past few years.
Sharamko just waiting for his score. We said 20 years old, so what a prospect for Tokyo.
Quite a slight gymnast as well. Really, really impressed with that vaulting.
You can see the difference, though, between his vault and Radivillov on the Dragulescu, the double front half turn. Radivillov must have had an extra 3 feet in the air. You know, it was stood right up where Sharamku was a little bit lower in the chest. But, I mean, put 2 vaults together there. Let's see what happens.
Well, he's up into second, 14.516.
Yeah, 9.166 the execution as opposed to 9.4. So that was reflected in the landing.
Can he stay in medal contention? There's 2 gymnasts left to go. And this lad will have something to say about it. Denis Abliazin, 2-time European champion, a silver at the Olympics. Brace yourselves, people. He'll have his eye on gold.
Such a powerful, determined gymnast. Just look at this. Oh, wow, the handspring, straight front, wraps in with a twist. That was a fantastic opening vault. He's certainly laying down the challenge.
We've seen some immaculate vaults here. Look, handspring, up, 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 wrap in 2.5 twists. Just textbook worked. Often you see gymnasts scrabbling around to get the twists in, but he lifted so high and then twisted so fast. Chest was down on that landing, but a fantastic height.
You also see generally gymnasts on those front entry vaults with leg separation from the springboard. Brilliant replays. Feet were locked together, give him immense block. That should score very well.
Well, his teammate has an average of 14.533. He's leading the field. It's Dalalayan. Sharamku 14.516. And Guichard 14.483. 15. It's all on the second vault, Abliazin, and he's gone for the easier one in comparison to his teammate Dalalayan, who went all out with a 6 difficulty. Watch out, Abliazin is coming for you.
And he has to do a different entry, doesn't he, Craig?
Yeah, you have to do 2 separate entries onto the platform. So he's gone on forward facing, so whether it's a quarter turn, yes, the double pack, super, well, that's how you vault. I think we have a new leader in this competition. He knows it, he knows it.
Hasn't it? I mean, he's looking for the high 14s and he absolutely landed right on it.
He did. Look, the turn on the double pike, and he was high enough that he didn't have to pull that pike too deep. He was able to be concentrating on the landing. Fabulous vaulting.
Straight down the middle. We're going to have to wait just a moment to find out the score. Golgota scored 12.166. She's in 4th. That guarantees Alice Kinsella at least a silver, Christine.
Oh, I'm absolutely over the moon. You can't imagine.
The final gymnast in this women's beam final is Melanie de Jesus dos Santos. The women's all-around European champion. What can she do here on beam?
In 2 finals today, mounts with a fabulous high piked front somersault. And then the same move along the beam. She's so powerful, quite a slight little gymnast, but she's got springs in these legs. Now the 2 acrobatic moves linked. The backflip and the layout somersault, just a little wobble, but she's got wonderful control, wonderful core strength. And that's how you do the split jump with the half turn. Just a little shy of the splits on the change leg with half turn. Smooth with the free walkover. Elegant with her arms and hands. Good rhythm on those 2 leaps. The obligatory full spin. Keeping her rhythm, very smooth. Here's the big dismount, lovely and high on the double tuck. That will be a strong challenge.
13.566 is Alice Kinsella's score. What do you think, Chris?
Alice had a biggish wobble, so it's difficult to say. She had a couple of small wobbles and it's down to, there we are, a little wobble there and it's down to start value. Alice got a 5.5. They were probably a little bit similar in execution, I would have said.
Well, I think
see.
those little wobbles that she had here and there.
Radivillov. Well, what a shame for him. But all eyes are on Denis Abliazin. Are we going to see a number one? We are. He's vaulted into the lead. 14.95 as an average. A huge score. But both vaults added together. He's the leader with one gymnast left to go. And here he is, Andrei Medvedev, Israel. He was the fourth highest qualifier.
Not be counted out of this final, definitely not. 2.56 vaults in qualification. And it generates such power. Again, the double pike, Sukahara, but he had to stagger back on that landing. That will be costly, but better than falling over.
He fought so well on that, didn't he? They're so risky, these vaults. You have to pull that pike in and just let go of your legs and lift your chest at the right time. It's absolutely split second. He held on a fraction long when your hips are behind your feet. You really have to fight to keep on your feet.
Well, we've seen so many of these over the years where the gymnasts open out a little bit too soon and face plant the mat or put their hands down. I mean, that's the difficulty in this vault with the pike vault. The timing is so split second.
He's really open though with his pike there. I mean, it's surely knocking on the door of straight, that.
Well,
do you see that in the slow-mo?
I think they try and be fairly open so that they haven't got to come out of such an extreme pike position to create the landing.
yeah, and it's so difficult to block from your hands in that straight position into a deep pike. You know, the force going through your body. Think about the core strength.
14.333 for that first one. He's refocused and off again with his second vault. Medvedev, the last vaulter in the men's European vault final. How's he going to wrap it up?
Well, he needs to concentrate. Oh, wow, and he does a handspring double front somersault in the pike position. That was better than the first vault.
Sweet vault to finish on.
Wow, that was I don't say it was relatively simple. He didn't try the turn out, but he floated and floated in the air. Just the tiniest pace on landing. That was fantastic.
Well, we haven't seen much of this gymnast before this championships, but wow. Is he just impressing us?
Melanie de Jesus dos Santos awaits her score. Is it good enough to take gold? Is it good enough for a medal? It's good enough for silver, 13.466. What a championship it's been for her. The all-around gold and a silver on beam, but that means that the new European women's beam champion is Great Britain's Alice Kinsella.
Wow, what a moment.
Christine Still as her coach. Let me be the first to congratulate you. Well done, the pair of you.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Absolutely delighted. Here she is. I'm sure there'll be lots of celebrations tonight. We knew she was capable of a good beam performance, and she's trained so hard and so determinedly with her coach, Brett Inch, and with me until she flew out to Poland. But we were disappointed at World Championships. Brett and Alice came back from Worlds with a new strategy and plan, and wow, it's paid off.
And she was so upset the other day after the all-around competition, surely that makes amends.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It says it all.
Yes.
She can't believe it.
Well, neither can I, quite.
Chris, hey, you coach a European champion.
Oh, my word.
You're going to have to give yourself a pay rise, Christine, when you go home.
Well, we're just awaiting the final vault score to come in. That of Andrei Medvedev.
I hope he does enough to get in the medals because they were two fantastic vaults.
Well, it certainly won't be enough, surely, to take the gold from Abliazin. Oh, he's outside the medals, 14.499, fourth, the worst place to finish. Well, that means that Denis Abliazin is the men's vault champion. His teammate, Artur Dalalayan, he will take the silver. Sharamku from Belarus, he takes bronze.
Look at him, he can't believe it. I don't know why he looks so surprised because, he's no stranger to winning these big events on the vault. And I think he's looking a bit bewildered.
Two-time European champion. When we say fourth, the worst place to be, and what could have been, and he's thinking back to,
those steps
little
back
moments.
on the first one. I mean, every step a 10th.
Abliazin, he takes gold. Annoying. What a championships it's been for the Russian gymnasts. I mean, we said they had 10 medals by yesterday.
Well, another 2 medals today, first and second on the vault. Not fared so well on the beam for the women.
Confirmation that Alice Kinsella is beam European champion. Melanie de Jesus dos Santos, she takes the silver medal, and Lorette Sharpie the bronze. Christine, just looking at those standings there and seeing that your gymnast up there, what a moment for you, what a moment for her. Abliazin, the champion on vault, his teammate Dalalayan takes silver. Sharamku from Belarus, he'll be up there to receive the bronze. Courtney Tulloch finishes 8th. Let's just reflect then, if we can. I mean, how well she did, Alice, just to stay on. That was the key moment, actually.
Yeah, very much so. It's the big series. We've tried to condense the difficulty. So you have to have an acrobatic series. So she puts the free cartwheel, layout, and that's the big series. She has to hit and she has to make it. And once that's over, she can not relax, but she knows the rest of it's well within her capability. And she made that today. Looks like there's a bit of an inquiry here. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah. Let's go to Christian Thomas, who's been watching this closely. Thoughts on the inquiry, Christian?
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it potentially could be for the Israeli gymnast, Medvedev, because I personally thought it was a handspring double pike, but they gave him the difficulty of a handspring double tuck. So that was either an error, which is probably unlikely, or the judges made a sort of an agreement between them that they was only going to value it as a tuck, which is 0.4 in difficulty. So obviously that would push him back up amongst the medals. So yeah, just have to wait and see whether his inquiry is accepted.
Oh, it looks like it has been. Those extra tenths are just so vital, and with something like the difficulty, we'll just talk through Christian, if we can, the 2 different judging panels and actually how that score comes to be what it is then as the final.
Yeah, well, you can only actually appeal the difficulty of the vault. You can't actually appeal any of the execution, so your deductions. So they've obviously appealed that so that it's been recredited. I mean, we're still waiting for confirmation. The reaction suggests that it has been accepted, but until we actually see the figures on the screen, we can't actually confirm. But I presume then that the difficulty would go back up to a 5-6 as opposed to the 5-2.
It could even shoot him up into second then.
Yeah, absolutely. But as you can see now, they look like they're slightly worried again now, so I'm not quite too sure what's going on.
The new score has come in at 14.333. Obviously, the inquiry has been accepted, which would put him into silver. So Abliazin takes the gold. There you are, yeah, 14.699. Look at the second vault, 15.066. Wow! This one went right down to the wire. Andrei Medvedev from Israel takes the silver medal in this men's vault final. I think maybe that's why Abliazin looked a little bit subdued initially. He didn't want to celebrate the gold, wondering whether or not he was actually going to be the champion.
Well, when they showed Medvedev on the sofa there, he was looking a bit confused. There was no hesitation. That was a double pike front somersault. It wasn't a tuck, so that was an error by the judges. You can protest about the difficulty score, but you cannot protest around the execution. So that is fantastic that they've amended that and the correct person picks up a silver medal.
And there is a jury in the arena, and the jury will look at the videos, and it was no question, it was definitely a double pike front somersault.
Well, all of Abliazin's experience tells him to hold up on the celebration until the difficulty's been sorted. There's confirmation that Denis Abliazin is the vault champion. Andrei Medvedev takes silver, and Artur Dalalion, he takes the bronze. Well, let's have another look, if we can. This was the vault where all of the controversy was over.
No, I don't, that wasn't the vault, the controversy. It's to be this vault here. This is the handspring. Yeah, double pike front somersault.
There you go.
They'd pick that up as a tuck, and you know, it's easy to see that that was definitely in the pike position. Look, legs nice and straight, opened out for landing, and well deserved.
Well, that delay means that we can see Alice Kinsella crowned as being champion of Europe. Tears of joy today and tears of disappointment the other day.
I was just going to say the ups and downs of gymnastics.
Well, Melanie Jesus dos Santos, she takes the silver medal, and Laurette Sharpie from France, the bronze. A great day for France on beam, but a historic day for Great Britain. And it comes in the shape of Alice Kinsella. Chris, can you put into context all those hours of training to get a result like this?
Not easily.
The champagne will be out tonight for you. The national anthem of Great Britain. Great Britain's Alice Kinsella, the champion of Europe on beam. What a beam final it was as well. I mean, she was pushed all the way. Melanie de Jesus dos Santos was the last gymnast to go, and it went down to the wire. Laurette Sharpie was first up. You know, I spoke to Alice in Birmingham, and she said, I really want to make an impact as far as Beam is concerned at the Europeans. And you know, she was like, I just
Yeah.
want to go and show people what I can do, and here she is, as
Having done
European
it.
champion.
When you asked her that, Matt, and she replied to say, I've got my eye on beam final, I was amazed at her confidence.
Well, talk us through again, if you can, through the tears of joy, Chris.
I think Beth's going to show us the speak this time.
So yeah, I mean, this was a fantastic routine. It's always a nervy piece of apparatus, but Alice got on straight away there with the double squat spin, not a flicker on it, and obviously has a very big combination early on in a routine here. You're going to see the free cartwheel into the 2 layouts, and it had a small wobble on it, but obviously then had spent many hours in the gym learning how to recompose herself to be able to continue with the routine. And there's the 2 jumps that they have to show, very well in splits. Very classy. She's always had a good feel for this piece of apparatus. And here you can see the forward element, the free walkover. Not giving anything away to the judges throughout the routine. And just has the big final test, which I know she's upgraded this season, and uses the double back dismount, pops it up and looks for that landing, just a small hop. So there's the double layout series with just a small wobble, but the rest of the routine, there was very, very little to deduct from, whereas obviously you're going to see Melanie, who came second. Again, a very good routine, just had a couple of wobbles, and that was the difference between the gold and the silver. Uses the flick into the layout. Just again, every time the gymnast takes an adjustment, the judges will deduct a small amount for it. Has a great split jump half there. Change leg half. Is the free walkover. Very similar elements that these gymnasts are performing, so it's very easy for the judges to compare one gymnast to another gymnast. Every gymnast has to show a low element on the beam, and then also uses the double back as a dismount, but Alice obviously had it in the pike shape and Melanie used it in the tuck shape.
Well, thanks, Beth. We'll be back with you shortly now. Simultaneously, whilst the beam final was running, the vault final was on too, and Great Britain's Courtney Tulloch was vaulting there. He finished 8th in the final, and here he is talking to David Dade.
Well, Courtney, just not able to stick those landings today on the vault.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed, but first European vault final, trying to look at the positives. Yesterday, it was so close on the rings, bit gutted to not be on the podium. It was a very close final. But vault today, I knew it was going to be tough, but I can go back home and I can just, like, if I wanted to, I could just focus on rings and do that. But I'm trying to work on all the other pieces and lift up my start values. And today it wasn't my down vault, but I'll be back for sure. And I know all I have to do is land on my feet on them 2 vaults, and I'll be up there. So I know what I have to do, but gotta stay positive and look at the positives from this trip.
Yeah, you mentioned rings yesterday. 5th place for you there. I mean, you've had a really busy season so far, haven't you? How much is that maybe? Is that maybe taken a little bit out of you?
It has. I think I was working out the other day. I think I've done 12 or 13 competitions already this year. So it is a lot. Going into this competition, I was trying to ignore how my body was feeling and just trying to stay positive. And I did feel it in qualification, but I felt a lot better today and in the rings final. But it has been a hard couple of months trying to qualify myself, doing that for the Tokyo, trying to do that. But I don't want to make that any excuses. There are a lot of athletes out here that have been doing the same competitions as me and have performed okay. So I'm not going to take that as an excuse.